Welcome to the class, students. Today we are going to discuss Chapter 5, Coal and Petroleum. Let's warm up. Name some of the things we use in our daily life. Identify whether they are naturally obtained or man-made. So students, you have to make this list from your daily life. You can do it by yourself. Let's know about coal, petroleum, natural gas. So students, these are the topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. Here, the Earth is a beautiful planet which provides a large number of natural resources that humans need to fulfill their various requirements. These resources are called natural resources. These include air, water, soil, minerals, forest, sunlight, etc. On the basis of the availability of natural resources are broadly classified into following two classes. First is inexhaustible natural resources, then exhaustible natural resources. So students, हमारी लाइफ में that means हमारा जो planet है उसने हमें बहुत सारी चीजें दी हैं. हम अर्थ पे सर्वाइव करते हैं, बहुत सारे नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज वी हैव, लेकिन वो दो टाइप के होते हैं. फर्स्ट inexhaustible, second exhaustible. Let's read about them. The first we have inexhaustible natural resources. The resources which are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities are called inexhaustible natural resources. Examples are sunlight, air. So students, inexhaustible जो खत्म नहीं होंगे, हम जो मर्जी जैसे मर्जी यूज कर ले वो खत्म नहीं होंगे, that are inexhaustible. Here we have exhaustible natural resources. The resources which are present in limited amount in nature and can be exhausted by human activities are called exhaustible natural resources. Examples of these resources are forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. So student, exhaustible क्या है कि अगर humans उन्हें अच्छे से use नहीं करेंगे तो वो क्या हो जाएंगे, एक दिन खत्म हो जाएंगे. In this chapter, we will learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas. These were formed from the dead remains of living organisms, fossils. So these are all known as fossil fuels. The first we have coal. Coal is hard and black colored material obtained from mines. Perhaps you all may have seen coal or heard about it. Coal is one of the most important fossil fuels used to cook food. Earlier, it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. It is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. Coal is also used as a fuel in various industries in India. Coal mines are mainly located in Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh and West Bengal. So student, अगर हम coal की बात करते हैं तो coal क्या है, एक fossil fuel है और जो इंडिया में बहुत large scale पे यूज किया जाता है. जैसे अगर हम बात करें मिलता कहाँ है तो उड़ीसा, मध्य प्रदेश, वेस्ट बंगाल, इन जगहों पर हमें कोल माइंस मिल जाती हैं. कोल का यूज खाना बनाने के लिए होता है, पहले स्टीम इंजन्स को चलाने के लिए भी होता था, थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स में भी होता है. नाउ वी हैव फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोल. अबाउट 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural process like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. In course of time, they sank deeper and deeper and pressure and temperature also increased. Under high pressure and high temperature, these dead plants got slowly converted to coal. As coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called a fossil fuel. A coal mine is shown in. Coal mainly consists of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and small amounts of nitrogen and sulfur are also present. These are three main varieties of coal. They are according to their carbon content. So students, अगर आप coal की बात करते हैं तो formation की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो बहुत सालों पहले जो अर्थ है उस पर बहुत dense forest था. कुछ नेचुरल एक्टिविटीज की वजह से वो क्या हो गया, वो बरिड हो गया नीचे और वो नीचे चला गया, चलता गया और बहुत हाई टेम्परेचर और अंडर हाई प्रेशर के वो किस में चेंज हो गया स्टूडेंट्स, कॉल में चेंज हो गया. और कॉल बहुत स्लोली चेंज हुआ है, किससे, वेजिटेशन से कॉल बनने में बहुत साल लगे हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई हम इसको कार्बनाइजेशन बोलते हैं. कोल के मेन कंपोनेंट्स भी कार्बन, ऑक्सीजन और सल्फर, नाइट्रोजन. नाउ वी हैव वेराइटीज ऑफ कोल. The first we have anthracite is the best variety of coal which contains up to 96% of carbon. Then bituminous coal has about 65% carbon. Then lignite has about 38% carbon. Now students, we have destructive distillation of coal. When coal is strongly heated in absence of air, it gives coke, coal tar, coal gas and ammonium compounds. This is known as destructive distillation of coal. So स्टूडेंट, हम सबको पता है कि प्रॉपर कोल नहीं मिलता है, कुछ मिक्सिंग भी होती है. अब हम उसका क्या करते हैं, डिस्टिलेशन करते हैं और उसमें हमें क्या मिलता है, कॉक मिलता है, कोल तार मिलता है, कोल गैस मिलती है और अमोनियम कंपाउंड्स मिलते हैं. लुक एट दिस पिक्चर स्टूडेंट्स, वी हैव अ कोल माइन. द फर्स्ट वी हैव कोल तार. It is a black thick liquid with unpleasant smell. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. Products obtained from coal tar are used as starting materials for manufacturing various substances used in everyday life and in industry, like synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, photographic materials, roofing materials, etc. Naphthalene balls used to repel moths and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. These days, bitumen, a petroleum product, is used in place of coal tar for metaling the roads. So students, coal tar से हमें ये इतनी सारी चीजें मिलती है, परफ्यूम्स, पेंट्स, डाइज, ड्रग्स, एक्सप्लोजिव्स. सो ये सब किससे मिलता है हमें, कोल tar से. Now coke. Coke is almost pure form of carbon. It is a tough, porous and black substance. It is a good fuel which burns with no smoke. It is used in manufacture of steel and the extraction of many metals. तो स्टूडेंट, कोक क्या है, प्योर फॉर्म है कार्बन की और वो यूज किया जाता है एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ मैनी मेटल्स. देन कोल गैस. It is a mixture of hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide. It has a high calorific value. It is used as gaseous fuel in industries. Till the half century, 20th century, the gas was used for the lighting houses and streets of Mumbai. So student, coal gas कहाँ use होती है most of the time? मुंबई में. Do you know? The pencil he used for writing has a lead which is not really coal or coke but a form of carbon called graphite. Both graphite and diamond are forms of carbon. So student, graphite और diamond दोनों किसकी form है, कार्बन की. Here we have check and mate. You can do it by yourself. Now we have petroleum. Petroleum is a viscous black liquid. It is found deep down below Earth's crust and trapped under rocky strata. It is taken by drilling wells. In its crude form, the oil is called petroleum, Latin petra, rope, oleum, oil or crude oil. Petroleum is natural resource from which petrol, diesel and kerosene are obtained. We all know that petrol is used as a fuel in light automobiles such as motorcycles, scooters and cars. Heavy motor vehicles like trucks, buses, tractors, etc. run on diesel. Kerosene is used to produce heat or light. Look at this picture. We have petroleum and natural gas deposits. So student, अगर हम पेट्रोलियम की बात करें तो पेट्रोलियम से भी हमें बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स मिलते हैं, जैसे पेट्रोल मिलता है, डीजल, केरोसिन और गैस भी मिलती है. सो ये सब किसके प्रोडक्ट हैं, पेट्रोलियम के. और पेट्रोलियम की अब हम फॉर्मेशन को रीड करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. वी हैव फॉर्मेशन ऑफ पेट्रोलियम. Petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with layers of sand and clay. Over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. The given figure shows the deposits of petroleum and natural gas. The layer containing petroleum, oil and gas as above that of water, because oil and gas are lighter than water and do not mix with it. So students, आपने पढ़ा था formation of coal किससे हुई थी, vegetation से, that means plant से. लेकिन जो आपकी पेट्रोलियम की फॉर्मेशन होती है वो living organisms के dead remains से होती है. Okay students, now the world's first oil well gets drilled in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. So students, जो हम oil हम निकालते हैं वो कैसे निकालते हैं, वेल को ड्रिल किया जाता है और ये सबसे पहला वेल कहाँ बनाया गया था, पेनिसिल्वेनिया, यूएसए में. 8 years later in 1867, oil was struck at Meckham in Assam. In India, oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High and in the river basins of Godavari and Krishna. So student, ये कुछ एरिया है जहाँ इंडिया में ऑयल मिलता है. Now, refining of petroleum. Petroleum is dark oily liquid. It has an unpleasant odor which is largely due to the presence of sulfur compounds. It is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. The process of separating the various constituents, fractions of petroleum, is known as refining of petroleum. It is carried out in petroleum refinery. Various constituents of petroleum and their uses are given in table. So स्टूडेंट पेट्रोलियम की रिफाइनरीज होती हैं जहां पेट्रोल को रिफाइन किया जाता है, पेट्रोलियम को उससे प्रोडक्ट्स निकाले जाते हैं जैसे पैराफिन वैक्स, पेट्रोल, डीजल, कैरोसिन. सो ये होता कहाँ है? पेट्रोलियम रिफाइनरीज में. Now students, we have the uses of the constituents of petroleum. Look here, we have table various constituents of petroleum with their uses. Here, constituents of petroleum uses. The first is petroleum gas in liquid form, LPG, fuel for home and industries, petrol, motor fuel, aviation fuel, solvent for dry cleaning, kerosene, fuel for stoves, lamps and jet aircrafts, diesel, fuel for heavy motor vehicles, electric generators, lubricating oil, lubrication, paraffin wax, ointments, candles, Vaseline, etc. Bitumen, paints, road surfacing. So student, these are the some constituent and their uses. Now we have natural gas. It is a gaseous, versatile, abundant and relatively clean fossil fuel as compared to petroleum and coal. It is usually found along with crude petroleum in oil wells. So student, natural gas जो है बहुत versatile, abundant और बहुत clean fossil fuel है in comparison of coal and petroleum. Look here, formation of petroleum and natural gas. Natural gas burns readily in the presence of air to liberate large amounts of heat. This makes natural gas an excellent fuel for domestic and industrial use. It burns without any smoke and does not leave any ash behind. Natural gas storage or transportation problem as it can be disturbed through a network of pipes and can be used directly for burning. Natural gas pipe sources is referred to as piped natural gas (PNG). In India, PNG is presently being supplied to cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Vadodara. The network is growing gradually. Natural gas serves as a raw material for manufacturing many chemicals and fertilizers. Natural gas is compressed under high pressure to form CNG, compressed natural gas, which is used as an ideal automobile fuel instead of petrol or diesel. So students, अगर हम नेचुरल गैस की बात करें तो वो बहुत अच्छा फ्यूल है. उसे हम अपनी डेली डोमेस्टिक फ्यूल की तरह यूज कर सकते हैं, कार्स में यूज कर सकते हैं. और पीएनजी जो है वो इंडिया में बहुत बड़ी सिटीज लाइक दिल्ली, मुंबई और वडोदरा में ही फिलहाल प्रेजेंट है. सेकेंडली, हम सीएनजी यूज करते हैं, दैट इज कंप्रेस्ड नेचुरल गैस, जो एक आइडियल फ्यूल है किसके लिए? व्हीकल्स के लिए इन कंपैरिजन ऑफ पेट्रोल और डीजल. व्हाट मेक्स सीएनजी एन आइडियल फ्यूल? It is clearer, less polluting and safer fuel than other fuels and can be used directly. In India, natural gas wells have been found in Tripura, Jaisalmer, offshore areas of Mumbai and the Krishna Godavari Delta. So students, ये कुछ जगह है जहाँ इंडिया में natural gas के well हैं. Now we have their formation is very slow process and conditions for their formation cannot be created in the laboratory. सो स्टूडेंट, इसकी फॉर्मेशन बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है और उसे हम लैब में प्रिपेयर नहीं कर सकते हैं. सम नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज आर लिमिटेड. Natural resources like coal and petroleum takes millions of years to form from dead organisms, but its consumption speed is higher. The known reserves of these fossil fuels will last at most a few hundred years. Thus, these natural resources are limited. It is therefore necessary that we use these fuels only when absolutely necessary. Moreover, burning of these fuels is a major cause of air pollution. Their excessive use is also linked to global warming. So, in order to protect environment, for smaller risk of global warming and for the availability of fossil fuels for longer period of time, we must use these fuels judiciously. In India, Petroleum Conservation Research Association (PCRA) advise people how to save petrol, diesel while driving. Their tips are: drive at constant and moderate speed as far as possible. Switch off the engine at traffic lights or at place where you have to wait. Ensure correct tire pressure and ensure regular maintenance of the vehicle. So स्टूडेंट्स, हमें अपने फॉसिल फ्यूल्स को बहुत सोच समझ कर यूज करना चाहिए. उसके बहुत सारे रीजन है, क्योंकि एक तो वो कम है, सेकेंडली उनसे हमारा पोल्यूशन भी क्रिएट होता है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को भी इंक्रीज करते हैं. तो इन सब चीजों को ध्यान रखते हुए हमें बहुत सोच समझ के अपने फॉसिल फ्यूल्स को यूज करना चाहिए. Now what we learn in this chapter, we are going to discuss it in a nutshell. Air, water, soil, minerals, forests, sunlight, etc. are called natural resources. The resources like sunlight, air, which are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities, are called inexhaustible natural resources. The resources like forests, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc., which are present in limited amount in nature and can be exhausted by human activities, are called exhaustible natural resources. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are called fossil fuels. Fossil fuels were formed from the dead remains of living organisms millions of years ago. Fossil fuels are exhaustible resources. Coke, coal tar, and coal gas are the products of coal. Here we have some keywords. Natural resources, resources that we get from nature. Coal, a black or brownish black hard substance within the earth that is used as a fuel. Coke, a grey hard and porous fuel with a high carbon content. Fossil, the remains of traces of plants and animals that lived long age. Natural gas, naturally occurring hydrocarbon gas mixture consisting primarily of methane. Petroleum, a naturally occurring yellowish black liquid found in geological forms. So students, this is it from this chapter. Thank you. We will meet again in the next chapter. Till then, revise what we learned today.